What up, YouTube? Someone in the prior video requested that I give a little information about what I have power in my system. So I just want to do a quick video letting you guys know what I had in place here. Got a couple of interesting tricks here. Anyway, so this home was built back in 2001. And back then I wired the whole house for Cat 6. So you see I have my Ethernet connections here with the TP-Link switch. Uh, Also a little piece of antiquity punched down for the telephones. But of course, we don't use that anymore. Everybody has a cell phone now. Anyway, so as you can see also here that I have an equalizer in place. I know, before you guys start screaming and hollering, it's just there for decoration. The knobs, as you can see, they're just placed neatly. So it's just for the light show. So it's not connected to anything. Then under that, I have my Sony 4K Blu-ray player. Then I have an AC Infinity fan cooling the Denon. The Denon is an AVR 4400. Let's see here. Yeah, and it does get pretty hot. Now, if you look down here, this is where the interesting piece comes in. So if you look down here, I have an oldie but goodie. So this AVR, this is a Denon. What's the model number here? AVR 5800. So that's also from about 2000, 2001. All right, so I kept that. And the reason why I have it there, I'll explain it in a second. Then you see I have the Furman Surge Protector. Then another Denon AVR 5800. Then I have a couple of Niles SI 1230s amplifiers to run the whole home audio system. Then a couple of blank covers there, rack covers. So back to the Denons here, the old guys. So instead of buying, this was my way of, my method of inching into the separates arena. So what happens, these Denons are basically 170 watts per channel. Old school, solid amplifier. They don't build them like this anymore. So why would I get rid of that? I can take advantage of these guys and use them as amps, simply as amps. As you can see, I have the input external N2. So it's just processing whatever I pass through. And I got the second one off of eBay for about 300 bucks. And it works perfectly. So I'm using these two amps to power all of the speakers in the theater. So the 4400 is operating solely as a processor at this moment. Eventually, when there's a need for an update to a processor, I think I'm going to get a separate head here, just for processing, and continue with these amps to power all of the speakers. So that's essentially my rack. Just wanted to give a quick look at that. It's in a separate room and in a storage area down here in the basement. So it's in a separate room. And that's it. But hey, really, the main part that I want to point out, is using these amps, man. You could pick these things up cheap off of eBay. People getting rid of them if you can find a good one in good condition, and pick it up for about $250 to $350, somewhere in that range, and use it as a separate power amplifier. The stuff that they got out there today, Emotiva, the Bass-X level, a class or whatever, they would do the same thing, but not at this type of power, and also not this quality of amp. So this was a flagship. These were the flagship amps from Denon back in 2001, I believe it was. I think there may have been one above this one, possibly, but this one was up there. So when I got this back in the day. So again, if you guys want to take a easier, less expensive trip into the separate arena, going to ease into it. 7 channels of processing for each one of these amps. So I have 14 channels there that I can process with power with both of these amps. Well, that's an old one that I'm repurposing, so I paid for that one back in the day. But for an additional 350 and repurposing the old one, hey, I'm stepping into the separates arena. When an upgrade is needed for the processor, I'll move along and take that route. Okay, just wanted to share that with you. Peace.